Hi everyone, welcome back to our series Foundation of Faith Way to Nicea. Yesterday, we reflected on how Christ's incarnation restored our communion with God and all creation. Today, we enter a deeper mystery in the crib. Suffered and died and was buried, and on the third day rose again. But this raises a profound question. How do we make sense of Jesus being both fully God and fully man and yet truly experiencing death? What happened when he descended into Hades, the realm of the dead? And what does it mean when icons show Christ raising Adam and Eve? Today, Achen will uncover what really happened between the cross and the resurrection and how even in death, Christ was victorious.
Jesus Christ, the incarnate God the Son, suffered and died in the cross. And it is a strong testimony of the New Testament. Then the question comes, how could God die? God cannot die because He is eternal and immortal. The incarnate God the Son tasted death in His humanity. That is the explanation given by Saint Cyril of Alexandria. Divinity in Jesus Christ was united to humanity. That means it was united to the human body and human soul perfectly. At the time of the death of Jesus Christ, the human body separated from the human soul, which was the life-giving principle in Him. So, death is a separation between body and soul. And even after the death, the divinity was perfectly united to body as well as to the soul. And then at the time of resurrection, the body and soul united together again, and the divinity continued to be connected to and united to the humanity. Saint Peter in his first epistle mentions that after the death, Jesus Christ has entered into the Sheol to preach the gospel to the souls whom were under bondage since the time of Noah due to their rebellion. And it was not only to the people whom were in Sheol due to the rebellion against God at the time of Noah, but it was to preach the good news to the entire generation starting from Adam and Eve until the death of Jesus Christ, because God was opening salvation for the whole of the generation which passed before the incarnation. And then through the incarnation, the whole humanity, starting from Adam to the last human being to be born before the second coming of Jesus Christ, will be saved. In certain icons of the descent of Jesus Christ into Sheol, it is mentioned that Adam and Eve and all the generation raised up in their bodies. But it is only a symbolic expression. Adam and Eve were provided with the potential to be in communion with God, to re-establish the communion with God. That itself is the real meaning which is expressed symbolically in the icons as their physical or bodily resurrection. And then they have been provided with the possibility to continue in communion with God, and they are awaiting hopefully for the establishment of the complete communion in the second coming of Jesus Christ.
How beautifully Saint Cyril of Alexandria has explained. Divinity in Jesus Christ was united to humanity. Even in death, His divinity remained united to both His body and soul. He entered Sheol not as a captive, but as a conqueror, preaching the gospel to all, from Adam and Eve to every soul that died before His coming. Icons depicting Christ raising Adam and Eve are symbolic of this restored communion. They were not bodily resurrected there, but were given the hope and potential of salvation, now fully revealed in Christ and to be fulfilled at His second coming. In the next video, we will reflect on what it means that Christ will judge the living and the dead. How does John chapter 5 verse 22 shape the orthodox understanding of judgment? Stay with us on this journey of faith, seeking clarity through the wisdom of the Church and the power of the Holy Trinity.